protected this year, the next year, the year after.
New technology could put an end to seasonal vaccines.
And in sports, Ohio basketball hosts a doubleheader at the Convo. Newswatch starts right now. Athens City Council is considering a new licensing program in Athens, looking to curb underage nicotine consumption. Good evening, I'm Parker Kapranica.
And I'm Cameron Nutt. Welcome to Newswatch. The program would require tobacco retailers in the city to have a license and undergo compliance checks.
But not everyone is on board with the changes. Athens is looking to join 25 different cities across the state to introduce a tobacco retailer licensing program. The ordinance looks to restrain underage tobacco usage by introducing a monitoring system. Each license holder will be subject to compliance checks to ensure retailers are properly checking identification of their customers. Failure of a check can lead to fines and a potential license revocation. Athens Mayor Steve Patterson says underage nicotine consumption is an issue in the city.
We're seeing too many underage individuals, and in particular in the intermediate, middle school, high school age ranges that are smoking, and that's what we're hoping to see if we can put a dent in that.
However, some local shop owners have concerns about the proposal. James Wonke, the founder of the Silver Serpent Vape Shop, says the ordinance will have an impact on local business.
I think it's going to hurt local business, new local business, more than it's going to hurt us, because we've already established ourselves. I think it's going to be one more barrier to stop people from trying to run a business.
Wendy Hyde, the Ohio Regional Director of Tobacco 21, has worked with several cities to introduce TRL programs and believes these ordinances help shops who follow the law.
Most of the kids know exactly who they need to go to be able to buy their product, and that it's going to be pretty easy to go in there. So now this levels the playing field for all retailers.
The proposal also introduces changes to zoning in Athens. New retailers would not be permitted a license if they are within 500 feet of another retailer or a facility that has 25% or more visitors, residents, or customers that are under the age of 21. If passed, each retailer selling tobacco products will be required to obtain and display a license by September 1st, 2024. The ordinance could be approved by City Council as early as December 18th.
Meanwhile, on a national level, a long-awaited ban on menthol cigarettes is delayed again. The Biden administration originally planned to finalize the ban in August, but were pushed back to the end of this year. And now, the change is not expected until March at the earliest. A ban would allow the FDA to regulate the sale and distribution of menthol cigarettes, and enforcement would focus on retailers, manufacturers, and distributors, not individuals. Michael Blake, the former vice chair of the Democratic National Committee, says that the delay is to avoid alienating black voters who disproportionately smoke menthol-flavored cigarettes.
A political issue because of black leaders trying to make it such. You have black leaders that are taking the stand of tobacco companies rather than saving black lives.
Tobacco industry. The White House did not give reasons for the ban's delay, but indicated that it was not because of tobacco industry lobbying.
The holidays are right around the corner, and Athens is showing their spirit this evening.
Joining us now live from the county courthouse is Newswatch reporter Silver Barker. Silver, it sure looks like people are getting into the holiday spirit out there.
Yes, thank you, Parker. It is beautiful out here. It's beautiful weather, first off, but there's so many people. It's crowded. And you know what? I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to count on one, two, three, and they're going to give a little cheer, okay? On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. That's just how crowded it is. But I do have a question for my audience tonight. Are you guys excited about this over here? And what do you look forward to the most?
I'm pretty excited about the horse.
The horse ride.
Yeah,
the horse
the
ride.
carriage.
Yes, wonderful. Now, what about my audience over here?
Oh yes, I'm excited about the lightings. This is the first time I'm here in America during Christmas. Normally it's summer where I come from, so it's a blessed winter Christmas for me.
That is wonderful. Well, as you can see, crowds, many people from all over. Does anyone else have anything they want to say that they feel is just so important? Yes. I'm also excited. I'm excited for the Christmas carols. Yay! Love Christmas carols. What's your favorite carol actually? Okay. What? Okay, I have to think about it. You don't know. I put you on the spot. Of course, the famous Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells. She said Jingle Bells is her favorite. What's your guys?
Probably Jingle Bell Rock.
Jingle Bells too. That is wonderful.
Silver, I got a question for you. What is your favorite Christmas carol?
What's my favorite Christmas carol? You put me on the spot there. My favorite, you know what? Are we all just gonna say Jingle Bells here? I think I might agree. It's Jingle Bells. I love Jingle Bells too. It's a fun, happy holiday spirit. Definitely a great song. And just in general here in Athens, it's beautiful. It's City Courthouse, and it's really nice. I'm gonna go and try and get on a wagon ride. I definitely want to go and have some fun. So that is all I have for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Silver. We can't wait to see the tree all lit up and all that Christmas spirit.
Yeah, it's looking a little chilly out there, Silver. Joining us now is Newswatch forecaster Rachel Grant.
Yes, so tonight we're going to see very beautiful conditions right now. Not a lot of clouds to see, but still along the warmer side for temperatures. We did have a warm front come through from last night into this morning right here, and that really impacts their temperatures. We can really see that looking at our region right now. We're having temperature ranges from the high 50s to the low 60s. I don't know about you, but that's crazy to hear for the month of December. We're seeing Athens right now a high 62, Lancaster 60, our friends in Zanesville 61. We're all really just enjoying the nice warm weather while it's here. Right now, for the last night, we did have a little bit of cloud movement right here moving towards the East Coast. That allowed our area to really have a very warm and sunny day for today. Right now, we're looking at a temperature of 49 with partly cloudy conditions. That's going to carry on that's going to carry on into tonight with a low of 43 and mostly cloudy conditions. We really won't be able to see the moon tonight or tomorrow for that matter, because we are going to see a lot of rain with a high of 63 and a low of 45, and that's really going to impact us into our weekend. Stay tuned to see my full weather forecast later on in Newswatch. Now, back to Cam.
Thanks for the update, Rachel. Deputies are investigating the death of a woman in Perry County. The Perry County Sheriff's Office says around 1:30 p.m. yesterday, they received a call reporting a body was found in a cornfield along Reading Township Road. The Sheriff's Office says the circumstances surrounding the discovery are currently under investigation and asks that anyone with information contact them at 740-342-4123. Athens County's deputies have arrested 2 people for allegedly stealing golf carts across the county. The Athens County Sheriff's Office arrested 36-year-old Chandra Smyers and 35-year-old Brian Eli. The pair allegedly stole numerous golf carts from the Athens County Country Club and the Ohio University golf course beginning in May. Deputies execute a search warrant at the suspect's home in September and say they found narcotics, illegal firearms, and items related to the thefts. A hearing date has not been scheduled for either Smyers or Eli.
The Southeast Ohio Food Bank is distributing fresh food in Washington County just in time for the holidays. The food bank will distribute fresh produce and other items at the county fairground next Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's open to residents who qualify for state benefits or with an income under the federal poverty guidelines. Photo ID and proof of residency are required. Residents can pre-register at freshtrack.com. Coming up after the break, President Biden says he's willing to compromise with Republicans on border security. And new technology could make it easier to stay safe during flu season.
We're going to see a lot of rain this weekend, and how is that going to impact your plans for this weekend? Stay tuned to see my full weather forecast when Newswatch returns.
This is Canada, where dramatic landscapes are home to equally dramatic survival stories. For the creatures here, timing is everything. The difference between life and death, and the secret to success in this wild north.
Wednesday at 8 on WOUB.
The very, very first time I got to go watch Dog Team, and when he pulled the hook, I'll never forget the tear that went off my face.
Anytime I said G or hot or straight, they would be like,
You're pretty tough sled dog for a shy little girl.
I want to go as far as it's still fun.
Sunday at 11 on WOUB.
In this line of work, it's important to remind oneself there is some beauty in the world. Put your feet up a minute.
Take me! Harriet! Things I do for you.
It's showtime.
Have you finished?
No.
Cup of tea. Splendid idea.
Well, this is all proving rather cozy, isn't it?
I like it. Of course.
We make a good team.
As long as we're together, it's perfect.
Surviving Siegfried.
You're the most ridiculous creature.
I hope you're referring to the dog. I'm not going to give up on you. Don't give up on me either.
Dreams do come true. Hey, lad?
Seems they do.
Sunday at 9 on WOUB.
The White House wants to make a border security deal with Republicans, and President Biden says he is willing to make a compromise with the GOP in order to get negotiations about Ukraine funding back on track. John Lawrence reports on what Republicans are saying about an agreement.
A deal that would provide about $60 billion worth of support toward Ukraine's war against Russia is in a stalemate, blocked this week by Senate Republicans.
We are not in a position to make that promise to Ukraine, given where things are on the Hill.
The aid package also includes funds for Israel, Taiwan, and U.S. border security measures. That's where the GOP is standing firm.
They are going to have to grant significant concessions on the border to pass the president's supplemental aid package. And certainly the House of Representatives will demand that. And until they accept that reality, the legislation will not pass.
President Joe Biden says he's ready to talk with Republicans on the issue.
I am willing to make significant compromises on the border. We need to fix the broken border system. It is broken. And thus far, I've gotten no response.
Sources tell CNN President Biden is willing to raise the credible fear standard for migrants, which could make less migrants eligible for asylum.
He's chosen to let people loose in the country. He's chosen to abuse the parole law, and his choice has led to a broken border with elevated terrorist threats. Joe Biden has been asleep at the wheel when it comes to the border. You need to wake up, Mr. President, before we get hit.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
When it comes to foreign politics, Biden's approval rate is not very high, as more than 40% of Americans disapprove of his response to the Israeli conflict. This new Pew Research Center poll also reveals that 65% of Americans say Hamas bears a lot of responsibility for the war, with 35% saying the responsibility is on the Israeli government. Yet, this poll shows only about 1/4 of Americans say they're following the Israel-Hamas war extremely closely.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. We made it through another work week on a more warmer and sunnier note than normally. That's because of this warm front right here that passed through our area from last night into this morning, and we really saw that in our temperatures today, with temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Along with that, we did have cloud movement around our area from last night into tomorrow. It did move towards the East Coast just a little bit. That allowed our region to have a wonderful sunny day. For today, we did have a high of 61 and sunny conditions overall. We're really all just soaking up the sunshine while it's here. For tonight, though, the sun will go away. We will see some more clouds with a low of 43. We really won't be able to see the moon tonight, so if you're out and about, it also might be a great idea to bring that jacket with you as those temperatures dip, but we won't see the sun tomorrow either, for that matter. We will still see the warm temperature with a high of 63. And mostly rainy conditions overall. But for right now, we're going to take a quick look into the path that the rain will take from tonight into this morning. We're looking at our region. Right now it's starting at midnight right here. This rain is going to move towards the east coast along the area of, along the time frame of around midnight tonight, and then it's going to come through again in the afternoon from around between 12 and 2 p.m. That's when we'll really be able to see the rain throughout tomorrow. We're also going to see this cold front right here develop within our Cincinnati, Indianapolis region. That's going to stay there for the majority of tomorrow, but we're still going to see a little bit of rain develop in our area. We're also going to see a little bit more rain into tomorrow night. That cold front is going to stay right here along those ways, but when Sunday comes around, we're going to see that move towards West Virginia and Maryland. We're also going to see this low pressure system develop right here. That's really going to allow our region to receive the most rainfall on Sunday. From Saturday night into Sunday morning. Just a recap, we're going to see tomorrow a high of 63 with a good chance of showers, but that chance of showers is really going to increase Sunday along with those temperatures dip because of that cold front coming through with a high of 52 and a low of 29. As for Monday, that rain is going to go away and clear away for our next work week, but those temperatures are going to dip with a high of 39 and low of 24. As for continuing into next week's work week, we're going to see a high of 46, a little bit less clouds, but partly sunny conditions overall. And as for Wednesday, the temperature is going to stay around the same with a high of 45 and a low of 24 with mostly sunny conditions and less clouds to be seen. As for Thursday, that's going to continue with the high of 48 and a low of 29. And as for Friday, we're going to see no clouds and super sunny conditions. I hope you all have a great weekend. Now back to Cam.
Thanks, Rachel. As we approach the holidays, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention wants people to know it's never too late to get your vaccines. The agency says it takes about 2 weeks for flu, COVID-19, and RSV vaccines to provide optimal protection. Health experts say it's beneficial to be protected throughout the winter months, but vaccination is low this year, with fewer than 2 in 5 adults and children having their flu vaccine, and about 16% of adults and 7% of kids having the latest COVID vaccine. In the future, you may not have to roll up your sleeve every year to get those shots. Mandy Gaither has the latest research on the future of vaccines.
Excuse me. It's been a long time coming, but research into a universal flu shot is inching forward.
We're now ready to test the vaccine in people to see if we get the same responses as we got in our animal models.
Ted Ross is Global Director of Vaccine Development at Cleveland Clinic. His program is trying to make a flu vaccine that won't have to be manufactured each year. It would protect against all strains of the virus.
You wouldn't have to wait for a particular season. And as long as we have long-lived immunity, then we would be protected this year, the next year, the year after without having to get a booster shot.
Ross hopes it would encourage more people to get vaccinated, but the virus wouldn't go away completely. He says that since it's present in animals as well, the vaccine would have to be updated every once in a while.
We've now done all our preclinical testing, and we're in the manufacturing stage of our vaccines to do a human trial in 2024 and in 2025.
So far this season, there have been at least 1.8 million illnesses, 17,000 hospitalizations, and more than 1,000 deaths from flu. Ross says a universal flu vaccine is likely still about 5 years or less away, but the new technology his team is using could also be useful in work on other viruses like COVID, too.
It will actually be able to make the vaccine more effective, long-lasting, and reduce the number of vaccinations people need to get over their lifetime.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Coming up in sports, both basketball teams look to bounce back at the Convo tomorrow. That story's still ahead. And for the latest from Newswatch, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
This is Canada, where dramatic landscapes are home to equally dramatic survival stories. For the creatures here, timing is everything. The difference between life and death. And the secret to success in this wild north.
Wednesday at 8 on WOUB.
This is the PBS Video app. Install it on your phone, tablet, smart TV, or other streaming device. and use it to access more of the PBS shows you love. But if you're looking for even more shows to binge like this, or early access to shows like this, then look for this icon. That's the PBS Passport icon, and it means that video is part of PBS Passport. Passport is our way of saying thank you to our station members. Donate to your local PBS station today, and one of the member benefits you'll receive is PBS Passport, which offers extended access to a growing library of new and favorite PBS programs. You can support your station and your community by becoming a member today. Visit pbs.org/getpassport for details. Watch PBS Passport anytime on any screen, wherever you stream. It's your ticket to the best of PBS.
Naples, Italy. 2 volcanoes and 3 million lives at stake.
The most dangerous volcano in the world.
Scientists scramble for answers.
That spike in carbon dioxide might mean new magma coming into the volcano.
But can Pompeii offer clues? Can we predict?
This can erupt at any time, even tomorrow.
The next Pompeii on Nova.
Wednesday at 9 on WOUB.
Welcome back to Newswatch. I'm Maddie Kiefer. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost says he's leading a seven-state lawsuit against the NCAA's college transfer rule. The rule states students who transfer more than once between Division I schools must wait a year before competing. But the NCAA grants waivers to some second-time transfers that makes them immediately eligible on a case-by-case basis. Yost claims the NCAA's policy illegally restrains trade. The Attorney General of Colorado, Illinois, New York, North Carolina, Tennessee, and West Virginia are joining the lawsuit. The Ohio football team have a number of players in the transfer portal, but some of the biggest names include quarterback Curtis Rourke, running back C.A. Bangura, and wide receiver Miles Cross. Moving over to the hardwood, Ohio men's and women's basketball hosts a doubleheader at the Convo tomorrow. The women's team will face Syracuse at 1 p.m. after a blowout loss to the number 12 ranked team in the country, Ohio State. Looking at this matchup, turnovers will be huge as Syracuse forces 17 turnovers a game and scores 18 points off of them. The Bobcats give up 24 turnovers per game and will have to tighten up. The Bobcats hold a 2-4 record and look to grab a win against the 7-1 Orange. Moving over to the men, the Bobcats look to bounce back after a crushing defeat against Youngstown State, in which was once a heated rivalry with Marshall. Ohio leads the all-time series against the Thundering Herd 57-50. The 5-3 Bobcats are led by Jalen Hunter, who is averaging 16 points and 5 assists, while the 2-5 Thundering Herd are led by Obian Anochili Keelan, averaging 14 points and 5 rebounds. In their last meeting in 2021, Ohio won 75-65. Head coach Jeff Bowles says the team needs to have a short memory going into their next game.
So, the good thing about basketball is you play pretty quickly afterwards. Football, you lose, you got 7 days to marinate on it. So the biggest thing is to come in with the right mindset, respond the right way, because it's a good team. They're going to be a high up tempo transition team, shoot a lot of threes. So we have to kind of have a short-term memory, come back in, get ready to play on Saturday.
The Bobcats have also not lost to the Thundering Herd in the Convo since December 4th, 2010. At the high school level, the TVC Ohio boys have many games to look out for tonight. For a quick rundown, Wellston will travel to Athens in a game where both teams are looking to grab their first win. Meigs and Vinton County face off with the Vikings looking to remain undefeated. Nelsonville York travels to the Alley to compete against the Alexander Spartans. And lastly, Point Pleasant and River Valley, both undefeated and looking to keep their winning streaks alive. Those games are set to tip off at 7:30. For updates and content on these games, check out our Friends with Hardwood Heroes on YouTube and social media. Over to the ice, we have Maction in the ACHA as the Bobcats take on Kent State tonight and tomorrow. The MAC doesn't have ice hockey, but that's not stopping the Bobcats and Golden Flashes facing off. Coming into this matchup, Ohio is 13-7 and is led by freshman Noah Holt, who has 9 goals and 9 assists. Luke Reeve has also had a great season with 7 goals and 11 assists. Kent State stands at a strong 16-6 record, while freshman J.J. Creighton has scored 11 goals and 20 assists, and senior Jack Hinsman has 12 goals and 17 assists. The puck is set to drop tonight at 7:30. I'm Maddie Kiefer, and that's all the time we have for sports. Back to you, Cam and Parker.
Thanks for the insight, Maddie. Still ahead, where you might be able to see a cute baby rhino this winter season. But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Chinese birth tourists travel to the U.S. to obtain citizenship for their newborns. A kaleidoscopic voyage into a global economy and the people caught in its web. How to have an American baby on POV.
Monday at 10 on WOUB.
Did you know that you can donate property to WOUB Public Media? I'm WOUB Community Engagement and Membership Manager Sherry Russo. Donating property is a great way to support WOUB, and you may even claim a significant tax deduction. Properties in any location, condition, and format are eligible for donation to WOUB. Back taxes, mortgage balances, and deferred maintenance do not prohibit your ability to donate. Our program covers all loans, liens, commissions, and closing costs, so long as there is equity in the property. If you have a land, residential, or commercial real estate asset that's unused or costing you money, consider giving back to the station you love by donating it to WOUB.
And the process is easy. Go to WOUB.org and click the Support tab to learn about property donations, along with many other ways to support WOUB.
That massive leak of Pentagon secrets on the gaming platform Discord.
Talking to Jack's friends, the internet was a huge part of his life.
We spoke about conspiracies and how we distrusted government.
Should the military vetting process have caught all of these aspects of his personality?
The vetting system is pretty robust, but it's not perfect. There were countless missed opportunities, and as a result, we have one of the worst leak cases in modern times.
Tuesday at 10 on WOUB.
Finally tonight, the birth of a rhino at the Wilds in Cumberland is giving hope to the future of the species. The baby rhino is officially 2 months old and has not yet been named. The greater one-horned rhino nearly went extinct in the 20th century, and this calf is the 11th to be born at the Conservation Center. Guests may even be able to see the baby rhino at the Wilds this winter season. Now, Rachel, do you think our weekend weather would hold up for a walk at the zoo?
Unfortunately not. We're still seeing a lot of rain coming in from tonight into tomorrow. We're having a low of 43 tonight with mostly cloudy conditions. Won't be able to see the moon tonight or tomorrow for that matter, because that is when we're going to see those rain come in from the west towards the east with a high of 63 and a low of 45 tomorrow. We really have a big chance of showers for tomorrow, but that's really going to come in tomorrow night with that cold front coming in still and a lot of rain developing within our region. But we're really going to see most of the rain Sunday with that low pressure system developing within our region and that cold front passing through. So we're going to see a lot of rain coming in on Sunday with those drop in temperatures, but that'll go away by next week's work week. And that will carry on with the temperature with the high of 39 for Monday and low of 24.
Thanks again, Rachel. That does it for our broadcast this evening. Thank you for watching. For Maddie Kiefer and Rachel Grant, I'm Cameron Nutt.
And I'm Parker Kapronica. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. Newswatch is taking a bit of a holiday break and will return January 22nd. But in the meantime, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org or follow us on our social medias. Now, let's take you back outside for one more look at the tree all lit up in Uptown Athens. Have a great weekend and a happy holidays.
Support for PBS NewsHour is